Hey guys, so with so many players hungry for new updated information for Season 2 Street Fighter V, players are browsing through YouTube, Twitter accounts, Discord channels, etc. But one source that many players are wondering is, what about the Prima e-guides? When is that updating? Well, it turns out the official Prima guide for Street Fighter V will not be updating for Season 2. When a bunch of people tweeted them and asked the official Prima Twitter account, they replied, "Sorry, we will not be updating for Season 2. Now, this is unfortunate, as Prima was pretty swift on information since the launch of Street Fighter V. They had to deal with Capcom, and I actually purchased the book myself. Actually, it's right here, as you guys can see. And the team that worked on this guide was actually really good. They also worked on the Street Fighter IV Bible, which is another really good guide and a lot of information on this thing. And, you know, it has the frame data and hitbox information. And I really wish this guide came out during vanilla Street Fighter IV. Like, seriously. I could have really used this guide. But this thing's a beast. But, you know, the Brady guides were pretty amazing in general, actually. They really, like, set the standard for fighting games. You guys remember this game? Relental Cross Timeout, guys. But you know, you guys know I'm gonna show the Marvel's Capcom 3, because I think the Marvel's Capcom 3, like, Brady guide is probably the greatest fighting game guide ever created. I even got the ultimate one. Actually, you know, now that I think about it, all these guides seem to have like frame data on them. I don't know if you guys can see it on my cam. Oh, the orange. But on the back of all these guides, they're like frame data, frame data. So it's such important information back then. But anyways, the e-guides were also updated through the next DLC characters, the 6 DLC characters in Season 1 Street Fighter V, in a pretty timely manner in general. I don't think they had like early access to those characters, because it seemed like they got the characters themselves and the team was just rushing to get it updated. But I guess they, like, whatever, like the team that worked on the 2 guides for the Street Fighter IV Bible and Street Fighter V, you know, they only were, you know, expected to work on it for the Season 1. So either Prima guys just didn't think it was worth it, maybe it had something to do with the Street Fighter V sales, who knows. But either way, it looks like the Prima e-guide is RIP. Especially with so many changes in Season 2. Even if you looked at the guide now for Season 1, it would be pretty outdated right now. So the question is what do we need these paperback guides for? Or even the e-guides, in a world of, you know, social media and everything is pretty much a Google search away from finding your secret answers? Well, one of the main reasons that I personally grab these guides is because all the information is in a really neat and organized place. It's all in one spot. I can look at the hitboxes, the frame data, and all the written information. It's all well written out, and they also have like comparisons. Like, you have all the characters' movement speeds all in a nice little table, or their health and things like that. I especially like. And another thing is that, like, we can find, you know, hitbox pictures or frame data info as well. So, but what these guides also provide is not only, you know, hitboxes, frame data, and all that, but they also explain how to apply this information, which I think is really, really valuable, and that you don't really see too much these days. Because, you know, a lot of people are trying to find, you know, everyone's just posting tech and all this stuff, but like, how do you apply these things? You know, if this move is invincible for this many frames, or if this move gives you this kind of advantage, or, you know, things like that. Well, most of these guys explain, like, what are their uses, you know. Sometimes it's not so obvious. And, you know, Street Fighter V is a game made by Capcom where they want everything to have their own specific use. So, anyways, what do we do now? Street Fighter V is expected to have at least like another 3 seasons. We're going to have a lot of characters in the future and a lot of updates. So, you know, what can we use? Capcom, for Season 2, did not provide their own video or guides. I don't know if you guys remember, but in Street Fighter 4, when they were updating the game with the expansion stuff, Capcom provided these quick little videos that showed some of the updates of these characters. It would have been really nice if they did that for Street Fighter 5, but they aren't. And also, on top of all this, why doesn't Street Fighter 5 just provide their own frame data or hitboxes in the game itself? Because this is not something new. There are plenty of other fighting games that do this, that provide the hitbox and frame data information. Off the top of my head, I think Killer Instinct, and I think Skullgirls does too. But I think it could be just like a Japanese thing as well, because, you know, the philosophy is that they don't want to give you all the information right away because it hinders the game's lifespan, right? Because we know all the answers right away, and part of fighting games is, you know, to explore and all that stuff. But, you know, to some that's boring, right? You just want to know right now. So that's just the case. But anyways, before I end this video, I do want to provide you guys some free sources that you guys should know about if you don't already know about. So, for one, for frame data information, you guys should definitely check out Tool Assisted's Oki calculator and frame data site. It's amazing. I use this thing all the time. You guys can check out the video description below for the link. So yeah, Tool Assisted's Oki calculator, especially if you guys understand how to use the Oki calculator, really valuable and saves you a lot of time, man. Also, for the Hitbox Viewer, Frame Trap Tom's got that frame trapped Hitbox Viewer, and I think it's for the PC version of Street Fighter V only. But he's working that as well, and you guys should definitely check that out too, because hitbox information is really important, especially with the new Season 2 changes. Also, there's like some mobile stuff if you guys want to have frame data off your phone. FAT or FAT frame assisted tool, you guys should definitely check out. And the other one is called, oh man, I'm on the spot here. I think it's called V-frames? Sorry if I got that wrong. But yeah, I'll check that up later and make sure I correct that in the video description. But yeah, you guys should definitely check out those sources, man. And yeah, and of course there's YouTube, as always. So let me know what you guys think about this. Just like the Prima guides or just guides in general. And do you think that Capcom should provide their own information within the game as well, so we don't have to make it ourselves, and, you know, data mine the game and to get this information? Let me know in the comments below, and as usual guys, I'll keep you guys posted. So take care.